On episode 198 of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the movie Boogie. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
To Boogie the other day at the theaters. What do you give this movie, April?
You know, I'll give it a 3.
I reluctantly give it a 3. These two trailers.
The first was Cruella. It's Disney's live-action prequel feature film following a young Cruella DeVille. The release date is May 28th, 2021. Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, and Mark Strong.
Hey, this looks really good. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like the Disney movies being made into live action. I've been enjoying them. So.
Well, a lot of people are looking forward to this. The second trailer we saw was Long Weekend. A down-on-his-luck struggling writer meets a very energetic woman who enters his life at the right time. The release date is March 12th, 2021. That's Stephen Basilone, Jess Jacobs, and Finn Wittrock.
All right, so Boogie is a coming-of-age story of Alfred Boogie Chin, a basketball phenom living in Queens, New York, who dreams of one day playing in the NBA. While his parents pressure him to focus on earning a scholarship to an elite college, Boogie must find a way to navigate a new girlfriend, high school, on-court rivals, and the burden of expectations.
The director and writer is Huang. Obviously, it's his first feature directing credit and his first feature writing credit. He's known on TV for Fresh Off the Boat and
Huang's World.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah. This had a decent cast, and it had Taylour Takahashi as Alfred Boogie Chin. This was his first acting job. Taylour Paige, Pop Smoke, Pamela Chee, Perry Young, Jorge Lendeborg Jr., Mike Moe, Domenick Lombardozzi, Alexa Mareka, and Eddie Huang.
Runtime was 89 minutes. It's rated R for language throughout, including sexual references and some drug use.
Okay, April. I'll let you go first, as I always do.
All right. Well, this movie was a 3. I'm going to tell you that we looked forward to seeing this movie for a long, long time. I really enjoyed the dialogue is spot on. It's heavy. It's for deep people. That's the best way to describe it. But I love the chemistry between Boogie and Eleanor. I thought they were an interesting couple. I'm very happy to see multicultural families, couples represented as they should be more in our world. But I really liked that they had something, and it was just nice to watch. It was real.
This movie, for me, this movie had a theme of, I think it was about obligations to your family versus obligations to yourself.
Right.
I think
so
that's
true.
what the movie was trying to talk about. And then we go into the acting. And, I said at the beginning, for me, it was a reluctant 3. I was really looking forward to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The previews made me really excited about it because I love sports movies.
Of course.
I mean, it's thing. And to me, this wasn't really a sports movie. This wasn't a movie about basketball. Basketball was the setting in this movie.
Oh, yeah,
it was
I
more
agree.
of a character study in how a young man deals with 5,000 years of tradition of Chinese heritage and dealing with his Chinese
and
parents.
Responsibility to his parents and his heritage versus himself.
Right. But the longer I've gotten away from this movie, and we saw this movie 2 days ago.
Right.
And the longer I've had to think about this movie, something bothered me when I left the movie. And it seemed to me that the two main characters, Boogie and Eleanor, were acting older than
you said that
they were.
right away.
And I said that right away,
Yeah.
and I've had more time to think about it. And then when I finally was doing the research for this movie, and I saw that the woman who played Eleanor, Taylour Paige, was a 31-year-old woman. What is a 31-year-old woman playing a 17-year-old?
Boogie's 28.
And Boogie's 28.
And you're right. That could have led to why not only did the characters look older, I think, than the age
they did look older.
They did. but they sounded it with the
right,
verbiage.
the way they were talking. They just sounded like they were more mature. They didn't act and sound like kids in high school.
True.
Why couldn't you find a couple actors who were
Right.
in their early 20s at least? I get older people playing college or
Right.
high school students, but a 31-year-old
I
woman
agree.
playing a 17-year-old
All
girl?
right, let's go on with the
Okay.
direction. Direction was good for the first-time director. I thought he did a great
Yeah,
job.
I thought he did too.
The score was good. I enjoyed it throughout the movie. What did you think about the
I really
cinematography?
enjoyed the cinematography in this movie. It wasn't pristine. It was kind of gritty because
I
this was a
agree.
movie set in the streets, and
I
it had
agree.
that in the streets kind of feel to it. I
And
really enjoyed
it
the
stayed
cinematography.
true to the movie and the production design. This is funny. I'll let you take this one.
Well, I just noted down that for me, production design that for a movie that had a basketball setting, the basketball in this movie wasn't very good. It just wasn't great.
Right.
Basketball shots.
And the special effects, there were none to speak of. The editing was fine. The pace moved along very well, I thought. And I thought the dialogue was very deep. Now, let's talk about the other characters for a minute. I thought they did a great job. His mother, his father, they were definitely a couple that might not should have stayed together.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
But I thought this movie did a really good job of delving into the Chinese culture.
Oh, definitely.
And how, the parents expect so much from their kids and the almost the rigid upbringing.
Well, and also we saw the soft part of that where, one parent, quite possibly both, listened to his dreams. I mean, they did want it for him. I mean, I look at all the sacrifices they made, right?
No, I definitely agree with you there.
It was interesting. I like the friends. I want to talk about that.
Oh, well, yeah. Well,
the friends of the two main characters, I thought they did a great job. I thought that the coach, I liked the coach.
Yeah, well, the guy who played the friend, Richie, who played Boogie's friend.
Oh, he did a great job.
He looked like a 17, 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't act like an adult.
And Coach Hawkins was played by Domenick Lombardozzi. We've seen him in some stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's been in lots of stuff.
I like him.
So,
I think it's a movie worth seeing, Tim.
Oh,
because
it's definitely worth seeing. It's just, I was hoping for more. This was a movie that I had really high expectations for. And typically when I have high expectations for a movie, it kind of lets me down.
Right.
And this one let me down a little bit. It's great to see Asian Americans in title roles, and it's great to see a sports movie. It was really interesting because they actually did something with that. I don't want to do it as spoiler, but when Boogie and his father were watching that tennis match, if you watch this movie, you'll see what. But they really showed and talked about the fact that there's not a lot of sports movies.
And by the way,
Asians.
I thought that was a very meaningful scene. By the way, there are several meaningful scenes in this movie. And you're probably wondering, well, wait a minute. You're going on about the chemistry of the main characters. April, you're giving this a 3. You're talking about, how there were good parts of it. Just something in the end. It just didn't. It's like they went 3/4 in and didn't finish it. I can't explain this. It's just, first of all, the movie was only 89 minutes, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Maybe they should have taken another 15 minutes, right? It's several parts of it, but particularly sewing up at the end. And that was a lot.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. This doesn't have your typical sports movie ending either.
No.
But once again, I don't think this was really a sports movie.
No, it wasn't.
So,
but I would say it's worth seeing, most definitely.
Oh, absolutely. It's a 3 for both of us. And, a 3 is your average standard movie for us. It's definitely worth seeing. So, all right. So that's Boogie. That
is Boogie, and I want to thank everyone for all of your support. We love hearing from y'all, and I'm so glad people are getting back to the movies, but also they're really starting to get excited about what's coming on stream or not.
In our next 2 movies, we're actually going to cover a couple of the Golden Globe winning movies. We're going to be covering Minari next, and then after that, I Care a Lot.
Absolutely.
Both movies that won Golden Globes.
Boy, they sure did. And they're both, I know for a fact, worth seeing.
There you go. All right. Well, we appreciate you so much. Thanks a lot for listening. And if you haven't already done so, please tell a friend about the podcast.
And thank you so much for your support. Tim and I are so grateful. We'll see you at the movies.
See you at the movies.